Alright, so it's time for a little barn find update. As you can see here, I've got the fuel head off of the metering plate, and when I ran a fuel pressure test, I had plenty of system pressure. I had 80 psi, I think 75 plus minus 5 is the spec, and I also had about 2 bar or 30 psi on the cold start, which is about right for an 84 Euro. What I noticed though is that the fuel pumps would not turn off. So the fuel pumps never turned off because this plate is attached to this little sensor back here, and that little plate has to be all the way up in order for that to turn off the pumps. And what happens is the fuel head will push down right here and keep that plate up. So plate down, plate up. And the fuel head wasn't doing it even with 80 something psi. So we pulled the fuel head off, and in the process of pulling the fuel head off, I realized that the piston was completely jammed. So with the piston completely jammed, that was not allowing the fuel head to do what it's supposed to do. So here's the fuel head off the car. You can see that the piston that goes in this bore has been removed. It's now soaking in some nice rust penetrant. It's actually in beautiful shape. I think just the varnish got there. But here's my test fuel head. And what you can see on this one is this is the piston that we're talking about. I can push it down. Then I can just use a magnet, pretty weak magnet too, and pull it back out. Well, this guy here, this piston would not move at all. And it had 80 psi trying to drive it down. So now we've got it out. It took a little bit of finagling to get it out. So we get this bore soaking right now, so it'll get cleaned up. And then we'll put this piston back in. And it should, once we get everything cleaned out, it should move up and down very nice and easily. So we're going to let that soak overnight. The other thing we're going to do is all of these little screens, believe it or not, that is a filter of sorts. And there's 6 of them, 1 for each injector line. So we're going to clean those out and then get this guy so that it moves up and down nice and smooth, just like this one. And we're going to give this another go tomorrow morning. So a barn find update here at BreitWerks. Check us out at breitwerks.com. Thanks for watching.